Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to Dating My Budget. My name is Nita and I'm on a journey to becoming a financial warrior. I'm giving myself financial options with the help of zero-based budgeting, the cash envelope system, and savings challenges. And today I'll be stuffing my second paycheck of October. I'm paid bi-weekly, so I stuff my wallet and sinking funds on a bi-weekly basis. And as you just saw, we counted $708. We'll be stuffing that. And we have an additional $32 that was included that came from this $20 Tuesday challenge that I completed. That $32 will go to Bank of Nita. And so just wanted to share that with you or remind you if you did watch that video. As per usual, I like to start with my cash wallet. We go in to see if we have any rollover from the past 2 weeks. And we do. The majority of my rollover or categories have a backup envelope. And so the majority is held here in my cash wallet buffer wallet. So let me just pull this over so you guys can see. And what I do pretty much is go in, count what's left over. And we have 10, 11, and $12 from groceries. And I just stuff it in the back. And usually I stuff the lowest number first just so I can easily tell what's rollover and what's not. So in a separate video, I go through and count this up. And as I mentioned, these categories have a backup envelope, so they're rolled to a sinking fund. All right, and next is card juice. And we have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 left over, which I feel like this is incorrect. I'm gonna double check and make sure I pulled all the funds coming off the hurricane. Like our gas stations was having some issues where either they didn't have gas or like they only had a 93 grade. I ran into that once, so to fill up my car halfway, I spent over $30. Then another time they was still having they was having issues with power staying connected, so you couldn't use a debit card. You can only pay with cash. I know I paid cash for one trip and I fill up every Sunday. Okay, maybe it is correct and I'm just tripping. I allocate $50 every 2 weeks. On average, I'm spending about $20 or less to fill up if I'm not doing any extra driving. We had 19 left over, so that means I spent 31, and so that sounds about right. Next is home goods. I was debating if I was going to leave this in the envelope in my wallet. I think I'm going to go ahead and roll it, but we have 11 here. I'm going to switch it out for 2 5s. That way these can go in my wallet. Go back in my wallet. Dine out. Should have 25, or actually 26. So we're just gonna roll this over. And for us not dining out, we reward ourselves with a vacation. So that's where that goes. The kids is empty. Beauty. We'll go ahead and roll this. And it has 40. And then, actually this miscellaneous, I'm gonna leave. Actually, no, I'm gonna roll it and I'll just pull from here. But I owe myself $10 when it's time to unstuff. I went over budget in 2 categories. But I'll deal with that during that time. So I'll go ahead and roll it. And that is it for our rollover. Now, I find that this comes in really handy days where you go over budget or have an emergency situation where maybe you couldn't make it to the bank in time, but you still need to buy groceries, gas, like daily or weekly expenses. I can grab this and go. That was like my main thought process behind this. And I think at the end of the year, I'm going to pull this cash And at my credit union, you can get like debit cards and kind of use them as gift cards, if that makes sense. It's separate from your debit account or a checking account. So I was thinking about doing that, load that card up and have like a rollover buffer debit / gift card. Like especially for getting gas. More than most of the time I use my credit card, then I'm paying it back throughout with the cash. Still got some homework to do on how I'm going to handle the rollover at the end of the year. All right, so now we can go ahead and get the envelope stuff for the next 2 weeks. Groceries is getting $40 as usual. And pretty much this is to cover things that we need from week to week that's either forgotten about, or I like to get fresh fruits, vegetables, seasoning, things like that. The actual grocery shop, Ragnar covers that. I just give myself some cash to cover minor things. So car juice is going to get 50, and I did a 20, 2 10s, a 5, and 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. And I like having these ones in here. So, you know, at the pump, if I'm paying, let's say my total end up being like $17, I have the change within this envelope, and I don't have to go through binders and envelopes to get change. The next envelope that's being stuffed is dying out. So that's going to be 20 and a 5 for 25. Next is the last envelope in the wallet is going to be miscellaneous, and it's going to get 20. And so that does it for my wallet. And we get to move on to the sinking funds. The first binder, I'm going to go into my personal binder and stuff wellness. This is getting $15. So we have 10 and a 5. Wellness has 51, 20, 40, 55, 56, 7, 8, 9, 60. So 160, which is good. Although I will be unstuffing some, but not that much. But I'm trying to get this up to 200 and kind of maintain it there. And I'm pulling from 200. But of course, it's one of those sinking funds that I pull from often. But I'm always trying to reach that goal. Next, we're going to go into the bill binder / month ahead binder. And month ahead is going to get 25. We have 20 and a 5. So it has 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 1, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 118, which is amazing. Month to month, I set a goal to try and reach $100 in here so I can do my month ahead stuffing. And we surpassed the $100 goal. Next is Amazon, and it's going to get $12. So we have, I think I'm gonna get Amazon this $2 bill. Yeah. And so Amazon has, and this is for Amazon Prime membership. And so 100, 10, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 120. All right. Next, we're gonna go into the family binder. So let me share this with you guys while I stuff. For those who are new, or for those who just need a reminder, I mentioned that I love fall. And so fall is the season where I just like to be outside. And so when I finish stuffing, I'm going out to get me some fresh air, jog a little, and just enjoy the scenery. Let me just fix this. And so in my area, like we have a lot of wildlife. Like we see rabbits more than like cats and dogs. Snakes, gators. Within a 5-mile radius of from where we live, there's like maybe 4 lakes and maybe 10 ponds. And I've seen gators in all of them. You go to Walmart, there's a big post sign saying you like beware gators right next to the store. In the parking lot, there's 2 ponds. There's gators in those. They're blocked off like with fences, but still. The point is, you're not sure what you're gonna see today. We went bike riding a couple weeks ago. We saw a pack of some coyotes. Wasn't prepared for that. It wasn't on the sign to say, oh, you know, for those who like to sightsee and birds and all that. Yeah, they had those listed, but they didn't have coyotes. And so yeah, that was a shocker. One of the places I go running, I avoid a particular area because it's usually an early bird. By the time 8 o'clock comes, like, accomplish so much before the day even begin. When I'm out and about, it's usually, you know, before the sun rises. So I avoid a certain area because it's really dark. There's no light. It's a park. There's a huge lake around it. I always think like, you know, especially if it's usually a decent amount of people, even that early. But sometimes, you know, if I'm not grouped with people and most people have their phones and using them as a flashlight for that area, I usually won't go in the area if I'm alone for a couple reasons. If somebody's trying to attack you, that's the perfect place to do it. And then gators, if they trying to cross from one area to another, you might not see them before it's too late. So those are my reasons. And then what about all the other animals I haven't seen? It was getting lighter, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'll blast through. Had a good momentum going, jogging. Let me get the cash for school aid. It's going to get 15. I went ahead and printed my new tracker. And so each apple, or it's the apple book set, is $40. And we're going to count up what we have and see how many apples we can color. So we have 1, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60. So 160 divided by 40. Oh, so we could do 4 apples. I guess I could have done that math in my head. 4 times 4 is 16, add a 0. So let me grab, I'm gonna use this to catch bleed through. So as I was saying that, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just blast through real quick. And as I'm halfway through the area, I seen something coming from the left, full speed. It's still dark. I can't really make out what it is. But so in my brain, I'm just like, what in the world? But already my body does not fail me. My feet and my legs already turned around, but my head was still like trying to figure out what's going on and see what is this, you know, charging at me. Oh, I can laugh now, but at the time I'm just like, what in the world? And then it seemed like in my mind things was in slow motion. Oh. The fight or flight response, like, you know, in some situations, I'm usually, like I tell my kids, do not try and scare me because I'm usually the one, like I'm a fight first and then run. Because if it's close enough danger and it's a human figure, like fight. Something unknown, yeah, I got to get out of there. I got to run. When I realized, you know, because it was still looking back like, what in the world? It was a cat. Now, why this cat was running up on me like that, I was like, man, kitty cat, what's going on? But I realized, because by the time I went around for my second lap, the same cat was like, there's a event building. It was running from the building again, but it was... like, I guess it didn't see me. There's like so many trees and bushes and all that good stuff. So I guess it didn't see me. So once it saw me again, it started running towards me. But by that time, you know, I already passed it. I was just thinking that maybe the cat is used to people feeding it, and maybe he just saw a human and like, oh, let me hurry up and go get some food. Or maybe it just want to be petted. I'm not sure. But I was like, man, I was out of there. I don't know what I look like if somebody saw me or if anybody saw me, but it just felt like my head was on my back and my body was just going the other way. I thought that was so funny. Birthdays, gift celebrations. No, I'm not doing the tracker yet. I'm going to focus on that next year. This is going to get 21. So 21. I have 2 birthdays left for the year. One is next in October or November, and one is in December. I feel like I have enough in here at this point to cover those birthdays. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 86. Next is Christmas, and it is going to get $50. Oh, and I do have a tracker. I'm going to give this a $50 bill. This is for Christmas 2025. So we have 50, 70, 90, 91, 92. So let me grab that. So these are the trackers. I could not decide on which, if I like the lighter trim or the darker. So printed it out, and then I want to see what it looks like on vellum. I did that, and I printed it on printer paper. I feel like for the design, it looks better and pops better on white paper. I think I'm going to laminate this, use it instead of these vellum. But I'm going to add this to the shop if anyone's interested. I'm thinking about doing one for $500 and one for $1,000. Or if you guys give me a different idea, I can do a different number, like a number that people are always trying to reach in their Christmas envelope. Let me use this dark one for now. And so we have 92. So I'll just focus on the 90 for now. So we have 50 here. And 40. Next, in this reminder, we have sick days, even though you saw me pass that. Once I finished my healthcare challenge, the cash rose to sick days. And so here we are. And this is going to get 25. So 20 and 5. Oops. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 70, 75, 80. So we have 80 here. And we're going to color 25. So we'll finish that one there. And so at the end of this RX savings, we'll save 300. I'll roll that to sick days. I'm trying to get my sick days envelope to 750, just so I have every year like a medical buffer. I would like to start saving for my medical emergency fund, which will be the deductible of my insurance. And I just want to have a decent chunk to pull from if, medical emergencies or bills pop up where it doesn't interfere with me saving for my medical emergency fund. Next, we're going to go into the home and auto binder. We have Secure Auto. This is my car insurance. It's getting $50, and it has 500 in the bank. 6, 7, 8, 850. This is for 2025 premium. I was actually able to get last year, a year ahead in my insurance premium. So I pay it every 6 months. And I've paid it twice for the year already. So we got that 500 in there, getting some interest. And at the end of the year, I'll add whatever we have in this envelope. Next is card defense. And this is going to get 53. So 50, 1, 2, 3. And this one I have a challenge that did I put that in already? Yeah. Oops. I am using a tracker, and so we have 1,500 in the bank. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 1850, 1870, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1878. And this is my card emergency fund. And we're doing the 52-week challenge. We are on 31 and 22, which they're on the same row. I think I'm going to use these two colors. Normally I try to color two different jars. The jars, two different colors, since they are so close together. And then I already have like a similar color here. I'm just going to use these two. Almost to the finish line. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more paychecks. And yeah, that's all we have for the rest of the year. So we'll be done. One day, my sister calls to tell me that my niece, who's 4, wants a rabbit. And, and the eater is going to get 50. And I'm just going to give it 100. And so we have our 300. Which we did place the order a couple days ago, and I'll be unstuffing this really soon. And this is one category we went over by $5, so I'll be pulling that from miscellaneous. Next is HOA, and it's going to get 23. So 20, 1, 2, 3. So my niece says that she wants a rabbit. They was discussing about getting another puppy. She had it before she had kids. She had a Chihuahua, like 11 years, and she passed. She had diabetes. She wanted to get another small dog for her girls. My niece wants a rabbit, and I was like, wow, we have rabbits here. And the day that she told me, the previous day, we had a baby rabbit in our garage, and I'll show you guys a picture. And I was like, oh, wow. Our yard alone, there's always 2 to 3 rabbits, always. And so many people was walking by, and they'll stop because they see them. And it's like, yeah, I guess they're our pets now, but they're not in the bushes. They're on the side of the house where we keep the trash. It's another set of bushes over there. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I got one for her right here. And I sent her the picture of the baby rabbit. And she was like, no, I'm not going to show her because she's going to try to get to your house and she want this rabbit. I was like, well, we know where to go to get one. So HOA has 1, 2, 3, 4, 55, 20, 40, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 567. And that is home defense. This is home emergency. We saved $1,000 last year. Put that in the bank, and we're gonna add $21. So 20 and 1. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 420, 5, 26, 7, 8, 9. So 1,429 in home defense. That's one of my main goals for 2025 is to focus on, I think it's 7 categories that are, I guess you could say, we'll call it high priority, but the medical, auto emergency, regular emergency fund, which call it this year's 1K, which I have right here in the front. this year's emergency fund. So every year I plan on saving $1,000 towards my emergency fund, and what's not used, just, you know, build up in the emergency fund. It's my way of making sure I have constantly building onto my emergency fund. Not only am I building onto it, I have emergency funds set for the current year emergencies. If any arrive, money that's in the bank and has aged, we want to keep that there. Debt bully, not getting anything, but we're going back to Bank of Nita, and this is going to get 63, which I gave it 31 for my paycheck and then 32 from the challenge. So 50, 60, and 3. So let me put this to the side before I count. I think I named 4. Recap real quick. Cool emergency, home emergency, car emergency, regular emergency, Christmas, to school. Yeah, so that's the main 7 that I'm going to focus on next year. I feel like those 7, those are the ones that if I can't stuff anything else, I'm going to make sure I stuff those. Bank of Nita, we're trying to get this to $366, $1 for every day of this year. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 2, 250, 60, 70, 80, 90, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 2, 3. So 233. Oh, I think I counted that wrong. Be 333. You know what? Let's just pull out the calculator. Let me make sure I'm doing this correct. So 50, 20, 333. We're $32 away from getting this fully funded. So that means next paycheck, this will be done. So I'm happy because then that 30, I've been stuffing 31 every paycheck. So that 31 will snowball to another category. Yes. We roll the high number here. It'll just be like a buffer to go towards new car. And this is the last category of the last binder. Last paycheck, we scratched off 150. And we want to put 150 in, but I think it can get a prop bill. So let's see what we can do. All right, so we have 3,500 in the bank, or in placeholders. All of this is in the bank. So 3,500, 36, 37, 38, 39, 4,000, 51, 52, 240, 220, 240, 245. So we'll leave 200, 200s, and we'll take this 1,000 away. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 here. So $4,245 in new car. Actually, no, I made a 4K. Well, anyway, I don't see it right now, but I definitely made a 4K specifically because I knew that we was coming up on it. Of course, I'm going to find it as soon as the video is over. But last thing we need to do is scratch off another diamond, and I'm just going to go up here. Dang it. So much for that 32 going to someplace else. It'll be coming right here. The highest number is 175 to scratch off in this challenge. And so when I get to like the 160, 165, 70s, I end up having to pull from other envelopes or under sinking funds to cover this amount. We'll be doing that, and it'll reflect in my next budget with me. But I'm so excited because this whole outer side is almost done. We just have the middle. I'm giving myself to June 2025 to have this done, hopefully sooner, but that's my, my goal month. And that is it. Thank you guys so much. And I will chat with you in the next one. I'll be doing my month ahead thing. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye, you guys.